Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast. My name is Nicole Greer, and they call me the Vibrant Coach. And I have another amazing guest on the show today. He is vibrant. In fact, we have almost the same energy. I think I'm a little more hyper than Phil, but I bet you when he's on a roll, which we're going to get to, he's going to
Yes.
be blowing it up. He's going to be so much fun. So let me tell you all about Phil Risher. He is the owner of Phlash Consulting. He helps local service businesses increase their sales and keep their schedules full through data driven digital marketing consulting. After helping a 20-year-old $3 million service business scale to $5 million in 24 months. Like, don't miss that. Don't miss that. And they sold to private equity. Phil took that blueprint and now he helps other home service businesses grow. And guess what? He understands that you don't grow it just by putting out a good social media post. He
Yeah.
understands it's about people and process. Oh my gosh, we can't wait to talk to Phil. Phil took that blueprint, like I said, and now he helps other home businesses grow. Phil's efforts in technology and small business have been featured on Jobbers Masters of Home Service. That is the podcast in a CRM for home services. He's been in Forbes, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, and Wall Street. Phil is no joke. Welcome to the show, Phil. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time, right? And we want to talk about marketing that feels human. So, my show is all about building a vibrant culture. And my philosophy, as you're aware, is like, here's all the stuff that needs to get done in the company. And guess
Yeah,
what? It's all the people that do the stuff. And
that's
so,
right.
you got to have people that do it. And employees actually become our brand. What do you think about that right out of the gate? Employees become the brand.
Yeah, it's very timely right now with AI search because AI slop is out there and
What?
every AI slop is
Talk
out there.
about slop. I don't know about slop. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So what happens is most home service businesses, they have a marketing company that's floating out here and they have really smart people saying stuff in their business. And the marketing company out here is going to AI and creating marketing content for them that is slop. It's regurgitated junk that has nothing to do with their business.
Mm,
This is hurting their brand. It's not just hurting it, people see things that are not unique to them, but it also is hurting them from an AI search perspective because search is shifting. And the only thing that matters right now is trust. And so you have to be building trust on these platforms to be shown. I uncovered this big problem when I was at my home service business was that our CSRs and salespeople were saying really smart things and our marketing company was saying all this crazy things from AI. So what do? Do you turn your CSRs and technicians into TikTok famous people? How do you do it, right? So what my company does, one of the playbooks that we implement is called the Call-to-Content Playbook. And if you're listening to this, you can do this yourself. If you have call tracking phone numbers where you track phone calls from certain ad platforms or certain things, they have transcripts attached to them. You can take those transcripts and create content from those transcripts, blog posts, social media posts, all that kind of stuff. There's way more that goes into it that you could do. But essentially, when you talk about your team is your brand, I believe that the number one place that smart conversations happen is with them. So allowing them to show you in your marketing is really what people want to do. They just don't know how to do it.
yeah, yeah. So when you say slop, just for clarity for everybody, I think what you're saying is that people are using Perplexity and Grok and Chat to write social media posts, but it has nothing to do with the real humans that work at your place. Is that what you said?
Yes, they do it for social media posts, email newsletters, blog posts, website content, flyers. It's all starting on ChatGPT, right?
Right.
It's junk. It's already regurgitated things
Which
that
is
are said,
called slop,
which is
everybody.
called fly. So what my company does is we build AI avatars for our clients. So we take all their transcripts, their Fathom calls, everything, and we create a database, and then we can ask it questions based off of the business to build content and information based off
Yeah.
of the real stuff that they're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So I want you to think about that. Your customer relations person answered the phone, answered all these questions fantastically, talked about the way we do things, and we're going to pull the information out of that, and then we're going to make a social media post. Did I get it right?
Come on now. Come on
Is that
now.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's your people, that's the brand that you're actually using their
I
what they
love
say
that.
and then making content like that is it.
That is so good. I love it. Okay. So you work with all sorts of different clients. And when you step inside a client's business as if you're an employee, what are the first cultural signs you kind of see when you go in? What do you see?
Yeah, so the cool thing is as a consulting company, we're not just like another agency, which is what I faced. So each
Right.
company that we work with gets paired with a consultant,
Okay.
and that consultant is pulling data from their CRM, working with their team. We basically are almost an extension of their business. So the number one thing that we see a lot of times is fragmented communication. So people don't know what they're doing or what the goals are. And they don't know. So, like when I was at a home service business, we were $3 million. We had 4 customer service representatives. They didn't know, well, how many jobs are we trying to book this year versus next year? Like last year we did 500 jobs. What's our goal for this year? They didn't know.
Yeah. You got to let people know what the vision is.
Exactly. So a lot of it is unclear issues. And to be honest, I don't think that it's on the business owner per se. I think that the onus is to figure it out, but I think they don't know the data. So it's hard for them to craft a vision because they feel like they're flying by the seat of their pants as well because they
Yes.
don't know. And so they need more clarity on that, which we help try to coach them through that. And people like you as well try to coach them through what does this actually look like and how can we correlate that to what we're going to tell our people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and paying attention to see if they know kind of where we're going. Yeah, and I think the other things we have to look at when we meet these companies for the first time and we're working on culture is like energy, language, trust, the pride we see people have that tell us who they really are inside the company, right? And I love what you just said earlier though about reading the transcripts and getting the genius from the people on the front line.
Yes.
I'm just still feeling a little bit of shock about that. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. When I talk to you about that, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so genius. Why have we not done that?" And
Right.
in home service, it's really hard because it's fragmented and you need to have someone that owns it. What we see a lot of times is the $1 to $10 million business owners, which is who we serve, they are sitting in this like seat of like digital marketing and data and automations, and they're trying to do all this stuff. And now I got to be my CTO and I got to be this. And so that's why, like with my company, we're just like, let's just plug us in and then we'll help you with this so that way you don't have to figure it all out. We have engineers and all this stuff.
Right. Okay. All right. So first thing is take a look at who you've got on your team, who's got a little bit of genius, who's the best one answering the phone, servicing your people, and let's glean from that. Okay. So I have this little coaching methodology everybody knows about, Shine. And so now we're going to talk about habits. Okay. Habits. What daily or weekly habits do strong cultures consistently practice that naturally translate into compelling social media content? That's a long question. Right? So
Yeah.
what are people doing inside their business that they could highlight in their social media? I think when we think about marketing, we're just thinking about marketing our products and services, but you got to market the people that do the work.
Yeah. So like social media, when home service business owners hear social media, they're like likes and shares and dancing and all this stuff. Okay. Like that is 3 years ago. 3 years ago, things shifted to the TikTokification of social media, which is it's not about likes and shares. It's about being the subject matter expert and the authority. And the
Yes.
future is with trust and AI platforms. They trust based off of data. And the way that AI search platforms learn is through large language models. Large language models are built on content that's in the internet. So the number one thing that you can do as a business owner is feed the large language models content about how you are the expert in the industry. Okay. So when we talk about habits, the habit is you need to see yourself as the subject matter expert and not having everything trapped in your brain, but getting it out into words, whether that's through social media, whether that's through SOPs, whether that's through Loom videos, whether that's through recordings. Because as I mentioned, these AI avatars, which are these knowledge bases of businesses, when I was at my home service business, the owner said, well, if I just duplicated myself and answered every call, I'd book every single job. Well,
Right.
now you can actually do that by getting the knowledge out of your head and building an AI avatar that your team can use and interact with and ask questions to. The habit that I see in high performing companies is that they are taking the information out of their brains and getting it into some type of an SOP or process or into content of some sort, but then building an avatar platform that they can interact with that can articulate on their behalf or answer questions on their behalf.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this thing about using ChatGPT or whatever to know you, help me with this, Phil, on your side.
Yeah.
But I went to a 4-day AI deep dive. My brain was swimming in mush by the time I got back because it was just like drinking from a fire hose. But one of the things that I did, one of the first things I did is they said, take every single blog post, take every single thing you've written, articles, podcast transcripts, whatever, and put it into your chat. You do need to have
Yeah.
the paid
Yeah.
version, I think, right? Is that still right? Did
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20
You build
bucks.
a
20
you build a
bucks, y'all.
GPT.
20 bucks, 20 bucks. And so a month. And so I put it all in there. And now when I go to use it, like it knows me. Like
Yeah.
it totally knows me and how I talk and can talk like me, which is wonderful. And so you can give scripts to your people that answer the phone. Yes?
Exactly. You can build scripts off of it. I'll give you two other secret sauce things on this.
Okay.
One, there's a tool called Delphi, Delphi.ai. We use it in my business. Basically, what it does is it will automatically take any new YouTube video, podcast interview, SOP from our Google Drive, and it will put it into a knowledge base. And then we can ask it questions and it will cite the source to that exact thing. So this automatically is happening. So you almost have this knowledge base building in the background as you're creating content or doing things. The other one, and that one's probably like 50 to 100 bucks a month, but there's a free one called NotebookLM. This is what we
Oh,
built
yeah.
AI avatars for our clients on. So we take their call transcripts, we put them into a Google spreadsheet. We take their Fathom calls from our call recordings with our team, put them into a spreadsheet, and then we add that into NotebookLM with their website and everything. And now we have this knowledge base for them. And you could do this for free if you're listening to this. You can just build your own NotebookLM,
Which is
and
a
now
Google product, everybody.
it's a Google product. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's all integrated. And I believe that these are the knowledge bases that every single business should have. It's literally a digital asset that you can give to new team members. You can give it to your seasoned sales professionals to ask questions to. You can use this for creating content. It's a huge opportunity, and a lot of people just don't even know how to connect it or do it.
yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, yeah, so you need to collect the stuff you have, good habit. Then you need to put it into some source. And the first one was Delphi. How did you say it?
Delphi or Delphi, Delphi
Okay,
dot
probably
AI.
Phi. Okay, Delphi or NotebookLM. And here's the thing. You just Google this stuff and it'll work you through it. Like you don't like you just need to go out there and get messy.
I have a YouTube video on how to build an AI avatar for a home service business. So there's a whole video on how to do it. So they could just watch that.
Okay, and where do they go to watch it? What's your YouTube channel?
Yeah, YouTube, and then it's Phlash Consulting, Phlash Consulting,
Okay.
and yeah, you just type in how to build an AI avatar for home service.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. And even if you're not in home service, you could still go watch the video and you'll get the gist of
Oh
the
yeah,
underlying
yeah.
foundational ideas here, people, right?
I literally am in coaching calls and people are asking me, and I'm like, just go watch this. It's relevant no matter what you're in.
Right.
So
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so sometimes in social media, you highlight employees front and center in your marketing. Why do leaders often underestimate that their people want to be seen and heard?
yeah, I'll give you two things on this.
Okay.
First, your customers want to see winners and happy people,
Yes.
and they're going to say, wow, okay, this is a company that has great people like this. I want to work with these people. So you get a double boost of like customers seeing great happy people, plus you can attract people to your business that look and act just like this person.
That's right.
So you have this benefit. What I would say is that business owners, myself included, would say, oh, well, now I have to have my team making content. And what if they don't feel comfortable on content, whatever, doing this stuff? Okay, I don't disagree with you. And maybe there might be some people that resonate more with it. Some people are like, I don't want to be on camera. The good news, there's a bunch of ways to create content that don't necessarily have to be on video. So those transcripts that I mentioned, you could take those same transcripts and say, hey, here's a recent call that one of our people had, or you could turn it into a blog post or an email newsletter, and you could just put a picture of them up there if you want to. We're not saying they have to be the star of the show or even be on video, but there's ways to utilize them as well. One other secret thing that we do on this is that we'll actually take, like with our clients, they might use Company Cam, which is a tool that documents the real pictures on the job site. So it's just like, bro, you're just a part of the show. So like you don't get a choice.
Right.
But then also with our business, we record all of our calls. So there might be sections in there that we just clip and we just have their face up there talking with the actual captions. And that works great too. So I would say don't just one, default to, oh, my people don't want to be on it. Like maybe ask them and there might be something that they're interested in. But two, think about ways that you can already use what they're saying and use that. And that's how you can blend the two together.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I think too is like you're saying, bro, you're part of the show. You just have the camera. I mean, there's going to be times where like the camera's going to catch two fellas laughing, right? And
Yeah.
it's and all it has to say is we have fun at work. I mean, that's it. Or
Right.
this is a fun place to work, right? Yeah, so I love that. Okay, all right. When culture is weak or unclear, what habits do you help leaders shift before the marketing can work? Because sometimes it's like you might go in and you're consulting with a company and you're like,
Cool.
ooh, we got a little work to do before we start telling everybody where we are and what we're doing. We've got to work on our culture.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're listening to this and you've ever reached out to a marketing company and they tell you to spend more on ads to grow your business, whatever, okay, and they don't ask you about your sales process, then something's wrong. They're just looking at it from the lens of just spend more on ads, pray to the Google gods and get leads. The number one thing that you can do is tighten up your conversion funnel. When a lead comes in, what happens? Do you have a lead nurture sequence? When an estimate goes out, what happens? Do you have an estimate nurture sequence? Because you don't want to put more marketing into a leaky bucket. And so what we
Oh,
do,
that's a good line right there.
yeah, what we see and what we do with our clients is we'll go through and fix the bucket first and then add more water into the bucket. So that way we're not just leaking stuff out all over the place and we have a really good bucket to put it into. So the habit that we see a lot, like we had a guy, he was in California. Last year he did 70 estimates and he closed 30 of them. So
Oh,
about
that's
40%.
huge.
Yeah, 40%, not bad. And we said, "Hey man, your bucket's about to get crushed. Like you're going to get a lot of leads, you're going to grow, you need to fix your bucket and we'll help coach you on that and build automations to help you nurture the stuff." He went from 70 estimates to 140 estimates in 1 month jump,
Right.
and he still only closed 30 of them because he was the number one sales guy, he was the customer service representative.
Right.
He
He's
didn't want
already
to
maxed.
He's already maxed out at 30. This is the most that he could do. So the biggest thing that we see is that they don't look at building that fixing the conversion funnel and they have their head in the sand about their actual numbers inside of their business. And they just believe that spending more on marketing is going to grow their business. And that's not the case.
Yeah, and don't miss the backstory there about the people, right? So again, we have a leader thinking, I'll just keep, okay, 140, I'll do it. And then he can't. He just know he
Yeah.
can't, right? And
Yeah.
so that's the part where we really have to have people trained. That's why you got to do your notebook LM. You got to hand that asset to the brand new employees. So like they're out of the gate and running right away and they're able to take phone calls, right? Because it doesn't do you any good also to double the number of leads you have if you don't have people ready and trained to do it, right?
Exactly. People stall out when they try to go from like 1 to 5 million because they're just brute forcing it and spending more and more on marketing. And then they get burned out from marketing companies and they think that it's just a marketing problem when it's not a lead problem, it's a lead conversion problem.
Right.
And so they have to fix a lot of the stuff internally and then focus externally and then tie it all together.
Yeah. And I'll just reinforce, and you're going to need people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta need
I-
people. You need the funnel that's not leaky, and then humans that can answer the phone and know what to say during the funnel
yeah. Well,
as
this
it's
is the
coming
perfect
through.
thing. This is a perfect thing. The guy, he was doing 70 estimates and then he went and he converted 30, like the story I just told. And we set up all the estimate nurture sequences and all the automations and da 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 da. Da. And he still only closed 30.
Right.
And we went from 70 to 140 because he needed people to go
Yes.
out and close the deals. You can do all the automations and AI and all this stuff, but it's not going to help you grow your business. You need the people. So
Right.
that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, the human resource is so important. Okay. All right. So let's talk about integrity a little bit. So what happens when a leader wants marketing to say one thing, but the employee experience or the experience is another thing? How do we navigate integrity in our marketing? I think most humans get out of bed and go, I'm going to do a good job today. Now, I don't think most people get up and go, I'm going to do terrible today. I mean, we all have
Yeah.
just a little bit of self-efficacy that says we can do it. But what if things are not good? What do we need to do there?
Yeah. This comes up a lot with it. I would say it's not necessarily per se integrity. It's more of clarity on the messaging.
Mm,
Because I'll give you a perfect example. We run this playbook called the partner pipeline builder, where we find, let's say you do your roofing contractor, we find a bunch of gutter cleaning companies, and that's a complimentary service. And then we reach out to the gutter cleaning companies cold and we say in an email, partnership, we're going to be in your area, partnership. We came across your website looking for a good gutter cleaning company and want to see if we can work together. Are you open for a quick call? So basically, this is a way to build partnership. every single time we pitch this to a business, they want to go and tell the world how great they are, how well they do roofs, all this stuff. And we tell them every single time, this is you are not the hero in this situation. The customer is the hero that has a problem and you're just the guide, which is the
Yeah.
StoryBrand framework.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times they don't do it per se out of just poor integrity. They do it out of poor clarification of the messaging. When the real goal is to build a partnership, it's just about how you go about it and what you say that needs to be crafted the right way.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And the book, if you're watching the YouTube, is up over his left shoulder
Oh,
on
yeah.
his shelf right there next to
Building a
his
story
bobblehead.
brand.
Yeah. And that is so important to understand. So if you haven't read that book, please get that book. That is an amazing little number you need to be reading.
Especially if your messaging and integrity is a little off, not that you have bad integrity, but your messaging is not lined up and you're not positioning the customer as a hero. And it happens so much in home service because I don't have AC. Let me come save the day and fix your AC. But you're still not the hero, right? You're the guide. The customer is the hero with a problem, but we naturally fall into that because we solve a lot of problems and we show up as the hero, but we're not the hero.
Right, right. Yep. So you have to get your hands on that for sure. Okay. All right. So next right steps. Let's see. So how does Flash core values show up? So you guys have core values right on your website. I saw them as
Yeah,
I prepped for this interview. And everybody that's listening knows Nicole Greer loves some good core values, but these core values just don't need to be on the wall in the hall. They need to be
exactly.
actually lived, eaten, and breathed every day. So how do your Flash core values show up as a practical decision making tool, not just words on the wall?
Yeah. What I can say is that I did not do a good job of this when I first started the company because I was the culture guy. Everyone loved me in home service, right? I was just the guy that was just easy to get along with.
Right.
When I started a remote company like my business, we had 20 team members all over the world. So how do we build culture remote, which was very difficult for me because I could speak to these people maybe for 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, but it's not the same.
Right.
So what we did was we established our core values so that way I can hold people accountable, hire according to them, and then talk about them.
That's right.
So like ours are an acronym of Flash: partnership, hungry for results, lead with value, always be obsessed, share the wins, honest communication.
Oh my gosh, that
Flash,
was so good. Say it
yeah,
again though. I know you just said it
yeah,
so fast, but
no worries.
don't miss how these core values are not like integrity.
Yeah. So partnership. So for us, we partner with our clients. It's not you guys and y'all's, it's we's and us's.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So that's like a way, that's like how we interact with our clients is that way, we's and us's. Hungry for results is like you don't hire a marketing company because you just want to spend money on marketing. You hire a
No.
marketing company because you want to grow your business.
Right.
So we need to be hungry for results in everything that we do and try to prove results out all the way through to the end.
Yeah.
Leading with value. It's not just, hey, you hired us just to do this thing. It's okay. It's, hey, you're doing a home show. Let's create a QR code to a landing page with an offer and do a text message right afterwards that ties into your CRM so that way we can track return on ad spend. Like lead with value and go for the gusto.
Right.
Always be obsessed. This is basically like you need to be obsessed with whatever you're doing. Do not just settle for mediocre. Our theme this year is best in class. So it's like always be obsessed with whatever you're working on to make it the best.
Mhm.
Sharing the wins. This is probably our go-to one. We have a Slack all team where we are constantly sharing the wins. So we see a win, we record a Loom video for the client, send them the win. We document wins on every single monthly meeting, and then we're sharing the wins in our Slack with our whole team. And then honest communication, another one that shows up a lot, which is, hey man, honest communication here. You really dropped the ball in this.
That's right.
Or
Truth
your
telling, honesty,
customer,
and candor is what I call it. Yes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Or like your customers distracted all over the place. Like you got to have an honest communication discussion with this person and be that partner with honest communication and don't shy away from it.
That's
So
right.
that's our core values. They show, I mean, I just rattled them all off and we talk about them all
But
the time.
notice how he is excited and he knows them and how he's telling you they're applicable. Please don't miss all that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just not Phil excitement. That's real, real.
No, like this is real stuff that we actually
Yes.
do. I mean, I can't give you these examples without actually having the real examples. So this is really what we do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love it so much. We're gonna clip that out and send it all around the world because I need every leader on the planet to act like Phil. Okay, let's talk about the last thing here, energy. Okay, so some social media feels alive and some feels flat. From your perspective, what gives marketing real energy and what drains it instantly?
Yeah. So I might have a little contrarian perspective on this
Okay,
because when we talk, like my company, we do performance marketing. So that what that means is like we help them grow their business by getting more leads that are local and we want to grow.
right,
A lot of times when people think of energy and social media, they think, TikTok, da 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 da.
right,
Yeah, likes and shares and views and high energy stuff. That's not bad. What I can tell you is like for me, I set a goal for myself to create a viral reel. It took me 20 reels. I created a viral reel of my daughter. She was eating spaghetti.
Oh my
And
God. You have to send me the link.
I'll send you, I said, I had the video. I said, how was the spaghetti? She said, that boy cooks. And she said, she basically said, that boy cooks. Like I would cook her spaghetti. She's eating it. She said, that boy cooks.
Yeah.
It went viral. I had 130,000 views, right? On my
Love it.
personal Instagram. You know how many leads I got? Zero.
Right.
Because it's like nice, high energy, fun stuff, right? But it's not gonna close deals. Then I had a post that was like, if you're running an email newsletter for branding and not for sales, you're doing it all wrong. And I explained the 7 parts of a good email newsletter and how to turn it into a sales machine. And that generated 2 leads and 1 customer. And that video got 200 views.
Right. And that is energy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm trying to correlate like high energy doesn't mean fun and funny and views and likes and shares. It means maybe something that you're passionate about and helping people correlate that to social media content. And I think that there's a big differentiation that people just think the other way and not the actual solving people's problems.
That's right. Because really, if you're entertaining me, that's only for a hot second. That boy can
Yeah,
cook. But if you help me with something that's a major problem in my life, I get my walls painted, all my stuff done. That's the energy that takes me way up the feeling scale and probably provides referrals. I'm just saying. So there's
exactly.
that keeps on moving. All right. And so the last question about energy, how does featuring employees actually re-energize the internal culture, not just the external brand? So we could put the employees out there to the world and say, look at our great guys and gals, but what about on the inside of the culture?
Yeah, so I have a guy named Dan. He started with us about 15 months ago.
Mhm.
And I didn't tell them that I was going to start clipping their Fathom calls, which is their recordings with their clients and stuff. I
Mhm.
just clipped them and then I shared it, right?
Yeah.
And the one that I shared of Dan was like so good. Like he was talking about there was a client that was 100,000. We helped him go to 130,000 the next year, like all this cool stuff that we did.
Yeah.
I clipped it and I shared it. And then on the next one-to-one, Leslie, who's a consultant on my team who's been there for 3 years,
Nice.
she was like, I just want you to know, I called Dan and I told him how proud of him I was and how impressed I was by what he was saying on there. And Dan actually called me and was like, Leslie called me and told me how good, like a big shout out to me. And then Leslie, she's been there longer. She's like, it encouraged me to speak up more about the numbers and stuff. So, like, even internally, it shifted my culture based off of sharing their stuff publicly.
Yeah.
And I have other examples of that, but like that right there was like culture building by sharing stuff externally that just happened in my business.
Yeah, and that just made me so happy in my heart listening to that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and in the Shine coaching methodology, there's all these energies, and there's intellectual, emotional, spiritual, physical, social, and financial. And just that one phone call that she made her feel good, made him feel good. Then they're like, we're both on a winning team. Spiritual
exactly.
energy, right? And then we learned something. This is how you do it, right? And then social energy, we're great teammates, right? And then the phone rings because we're doing great work and we're making more money. It's just all
Exactly.
it's all related, right?
This is what I'm saying. It all ties together from the start of the conversation with getting the real stuff out and then sharing it.
Yes, yes. Ah, you need Phil Risher to do your marketing, people. All right, he can incorporate your employees. He can bring the human element to things. Go back and listen to what he said all the way through. Get your Notebook LM account open and going and cooking and get things rolling. Phil, if people wanted to work with you, how would they find you?
Yeah, you can go to Phlash Consulting. It's PHLASH consulting.com and click discuss your business. We also have some other cool stuff up there that you can get. I mentioned our YouTube video, so a YouTube channel. We have tons and tons of videos. Like we have over 1 million views on YouTube. So go to YouTube. We have tons of content and you can watch up there, Phlash Consulting as well.
Fantastic. Well, it's been such a delight to have you on the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast. Do Phil and I a little teeny tiny favor before you go. Would you just go down there, click the like, leave a little love note for Phil? Phil, love your energy. And we'll see you back here on the Build a Vibrant Culture podcast. Thanks again, Phil.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.